this is Shelly from MadeByShellmo. I'm here for another lunchtime tutorial. This time we're going to go over how to make a happy crab, the happiest crab you've ever seen. You could have a lot of fun with this pattern. You could make it into a pirate. You could make the legs rainbow. You can do whatever you want with it. But I'm going to go over kind of the basics today on how to make just a normal crab. So the things that you're going to need to make your own crab, you can get the pattern from MadeByShellmo.com, and you'll need scissors to cut that out in the fabric. You'll need pins and a needle. You'll need black and white thread, a little bit of glue just to finish off some of the edging. If you're going to give it to like a kiddo, it's kind of nice to reinforce it with just a little bit of glue. You need some stuffing, and then you'll need red felt and then some black and white felt. If you have any excess, it's a good chance to use up some of your little bits. Okay, so the first step is to cut out your pattern. All right, so you have your pieces here, and you'll note that each of them say how many you need to cut out. So for the claws, you need 4. For the body, you just need 2, 6 legs, and then 2 of each of the eye pieces. So we'll save this for later. Now it's time to cut out the pieces. You can pin these on here, but I usually just hold them on here because it's, You're just gonna cut these out. Alright, so you have all of your pieces cut out. I'd go ahead and just pin these 2 together, and then pin these 2 together. And then we're going to pin the eyes on. So, like I said, you can do this however you would want. If you want your crab to have to be a little cross-eyed, you would do that. If you want it to be a little suspicious, you could do it like this. Today I'm just going to do the kind of classic straight-on look. And then go ahead and just pin that down. You only want to pin it on the top layer. So set this aside and then pin on here and pin on right here. And then I like to get the bottom ready also. So you're gonna put your legs right here. And you can kind of eyeball this, otherwise I do have some stars here to show where you put them. So feel free to do that if you'd like. And then, yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and pin some of these on there to keep it. If you'd like, you could put a little bit of glue on there just so they are a little easier to, when you're actually sewing the top to the bottom. You'll just want to make sure it's fully dried before you do that. Otherwise you can get some markings on the back from the glue. Alright, so you have this. You have these 2 ready. And then you have the eyes. So I really love this pattern because it's simple. It's great for a beginner. You don't need a sewing machine. All you need is a needle, and some thread, and some fabric. So and it's super graphic and cute. I love how that stitching looks. So make sure you get the kind of chunky yarn, chunky embroidery floss so that it really stands out. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your needle, take a nice chunk of floss, you're gonna do just a little knot on the end, and you can do that just by making a twist and pull that through. Sometimes it takes like 2 tries. Go. And then start on the back side and just go through, making sure to catch that black. And then go back down on the red so that you have a nice little snug, but not too snug. And then scoot over just maybe 4 or 5 millimeters and then come through and back down. And then you want to do that all the way around both of the black circles, making sure to catch all of the edges so there's no funny gapping. And then as you're going, you could take your needle out because the thread's already holding it in place. Alright, so we have our eyes stitched on, and I have my black thread on, and I have a little knot at the end. So now it's time to do the mouth. So I like to go kind of eyeball it a bit. You don't want to go too far because this will roll down, so you want to be able to see your little happy smile. So I would go just about here. And then you're just going to do a simple stitch. So pull through and then go down, and you're just going to angle a little bit. You're going to pop over here just a little bit, about the same distance, and then go back and connect those two. So there you are, you're starting to get your little smirk. And then start right here where you can pull up so it looks continuous. Right at the end there. And then you're going to do the similar distance to what you just did. You can use a tracing marker if you'd like to do a little bit more exact. And those just wash off with water. And then you're going to start here to then connect again. There you have your little grin. You're gonna flip it over, tie that off. And then I like to do a little dab of glue here, just to reinforce everything. Right on the ends. And then we'll let that dry. Alright, so while that's drying, we are going to want to take a nice big piece of thread, your chunky thread, and we're going to do our stitching on the arms, the crab claws. So once again, you're going to put that little knot on the end. You're going to start in here, and I like to just keep that right on the inside, just nice and snug. So there you go, you got your first little stitch, and then you are just going to do a little stitch where you go in like this, and then we are going to do visible stitches. So I like it to be nice and chunky, Let's see what that measurement is. So yeah, that's just shy of 1/2 inch. So nice, big and chunky. And then just remember that on these, you're gonna have all of your stitch will be similar. So I would do a similar amount on the back, and then pull that through. So your stitch will always be visible, but you can just kind of keep going. It's nice and simple. And if you like how it looks a little closer, that's more than fine. I'm going to take that off since now I'm just holding it with my hands. And we'll just keep going through like that. Alright, this part of the clock can get a little tricky, so I just want to show that I did 2 here, and then you pivot down, you go through here, get one right nice in the corner, and then we'll continue on. Spacing might be a little different on that one, and that's okay because you just want to make sure everything's contained there. Now, once you get that done, you're going to just close this off. Maybe dab it with a little bit of glue just to keep it. And sometimes I like to put a little bit here too, just for reinforcement. And then we'll let this one dry. And then I'm going to start with a new piece of the thread. Once again, I twist it and then pull. Sometimes it works better than others. Just gonna start here in the middle and do it just like the other one. Alright, so you have all of your pieces here. You can kind of decide which side you like better. They are interchangeable. I think I like these both like this. So I'm going to place those here. On the pattern, there are little dots that show where they should line up. But here, it's great. Alright, so here we go. We're going to place this like this. So everything is nice and enclosed now. Now you're going to want some nice big pins to pin everything in place. Especially those claws. And then we have these pinned here. And we're going to want to, I think let's just take those out actually. And we'll do it now like this, now that we're ready for it. All right, we have everything pinned, and we are ready to do the final stitching. So we're gonna want another nice big strand. If we have to change in the middle of it, that's more than fine, but we might as well make it easy on ourselves if we can. Fold it over a pretty significant amount, so it's a little less unruly. Do your nice little twist. One. Now, I like to start right here because then you go all the way around and you can wrap up here before we stuff it. And it works out pretty well because then this part is nice and full if we stuff from right here. So what you're going to do is insert your thread right here on the inside so that that is hidden. And then you're going to do a similar stitch to what we did on the cloth. All right, so here we go. As you go through here, you're going to want to make sure you really snag each of those little legs. And you can take these out as you go. And once again, you are going to see everything on this side, so just make sure that it looks nice and clean also, that you'd be happy with whatever side somebody looked at. Now, if you are new to felt, you might be wondering why we can just do the stitching here and not have to enclose this part. The nice thing about felt is that it doesn't fray. So with other fabric, if we just stitched here, it would fray quite a bit and then it wouldn't hold its shape. But felt is great because it will be fine just like this. So I found that felt is a really nice medium for beginners to use or for kids to use because there's a little less fear on needing your edges to be just perfect. So this part gets a little thick here because you're going through 4 pieces of felt, but just take your time. Oh, and then make sure that you are catching all 4 of them too. I'm going to take this out and readjust this one a little bit. It's looking really nice. Okay, so you have your crab all stitched all the way around. It's looking really good, looking really cute, ready almost to play peekaboo. And this is where the fluff comes through. So you're going to take small pieces. You're just going to insert it in here. Actually, and you can just kind of weave this through here to just keep it out of your way for this top part. And I like to kind of just disperse it to the far corners. And then to the top. And just keep pushing it through till it starts giving a nice shape to it. So this is looking really nice and full. You don't want too much that is bursting, but just a nice shape to it. All right, I am running out of the thread, so I wanted to show you what that looked like. I'm going to pull it so that it ends in the inside. I'm going to grab one of my pieces that were left over from the claws, and I'm just going to tie a little knot there. Make it nice and tight. Trim off the excess. And then go on the inside just like you normally would, inside to outside. Tuck that inside. I like to put a little bit of fabric glue just to keep that nice and secure. Like that. And then you can continue on. I'm going to overlap a little bit since I started it on the other side, and then this one will look like it's just a little bit doubled up because it is. So, and then on this end, you're going to just tie a knot. And there you have it. You have one happy crab that you can play peekaboo with and feel really proud of. So I hope that this was a great experience for you. Sewing has always been something that has just been perfect for me to play and have fun, and I really hope that it's the same for you. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, like and subscribe for more how-to videos.